6:30 p.m. Eastern. Share this world live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast. Shelby's World.
All right. What's up? Welcome to another episode of SW Live. We are back in the building. Happy Wednesday. What Dennis already not talking trash already. I've been sitting in this here lobby 20 minutes waiting on this show to start. Dennis, don't start already. Can we get the show started? We can't jump in front of the time. We got a time to come on. You a nut. Welcome to another show, y'all. We got a great show for y'all today. We have in our audience, of course, we got our wonderful audience members who are gonna come in and make their suggestions and talk their crap and also put in on a good time. But we have a guest in the house today. We have a brand new author, and her name is Michele Harmon, and she has written a book called Rekindling My Rose Petals. So we're going to give her a wonderful SW Live welcome. Yeah, I'm supposed to have my little clappers. But let's welcome her. Let's welcome Miss Michele. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about her book, and then we're going to let y'all know where y'all can get this book because we want to support our artists, and we want to also make sure that we give them that opportunity to speak their mind and let out things that they want to share with the world that may be able to help somebody else. So let's jump into it. Let's welcome Miss Michele to the stage, to the show. What's up, girl?
Hey, good evening.
Hey,
How
how
y'all
you
doing?
doing?
I'm good.
Good. Michele, it's been a while.
It's been a while, girl. It's been
It's
a
been a
while.
while. It's been a while. Oh, we wish you look like he's so great.
It's been a while.
Listen. We got some characters that comment and jump in the conversation. So just be aware that does happen here. They do like to talk. They
I
like to
understand.
let you know how they feel and stuff. Okay. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself, Michele, and tell us why you became an author and what made you get to that point. But first, let's hear a little bit about you.
I'm Michele Harmon. Ricketts Redskins 2000, class of 2000, of course. Um, I started writing my book a few months ago, actually. Just fell on my heart on, trying to regroup myself and staging myself with God and, you know, just really getting in tune with life, getting older, kids getting older, things going on in life. And a lot of us are going through things in different ways. And I just wanted to let everybody know that, despite of whatever we're going through and the obstacles that we're going through, that God is still with you every step of the way. And it's just how you put it in your format of life to get through those things and knowing that you're okay and everything's going to be fine and that you have a purpose.
Okay, I love that. I like that, and I I like the way you ended that with having the purpose and giving you a reason to do what you're doing and the reasons why you're constantly out here being blessed to be able to do what you do. If what which particular direction that made you say, you know what, I think it's time. I really feel like it's time for me to just talk about this and get these things off my chest. I want to reveal who I was so that I can go to who I want to be like, because that's kind of like what rekindling is about. What
Yes, yes.
is that is
I,
what
I
made
believe,
that happen?
yeah, I believe really more of my girl talks with my friends, just talking and trying to figure out what you got going on in life and encouraging each other, knowing that, hey, you know what, I still got breath, I still can make it, I'm okay, I have support, and despite of whatever it shall be looking bad, I can still put a smile on my face and keep it going.
That's good because that's the outlook we gotta have. We can't just
Yes,
feel like, when we feel like we done hit a rock, that's the end. We can't
yes,
we can't be that way. So with the fact that you have a rekindling your rose as the title, I love that. I like that. I like that. That title is wonderful. I really appreciate something that allows you to say that I'm flourishing, I'm growing. I didn't always be here. I had to take some time to get here.
yes.
Um, what are you deemed as your rose?
Me, I am my rose. God gave me, I am a rose. Everybody is a rose. We all look different in different ways. Even though you can get a whole batch of roses in a vase, they all different.
Mhm.
They develop
Mhm.
in different ways, and even when it's whelping, it still smells good. It's still okay. It's still a sight to look at. So I'm embracing me as a person, as my rose, and who
I
I
love
am,
that.
because I am that rose.
Good. Okay. So coming through, being an author, what what is that experience like? What is the feeling of knowing that you put out a product that now people get to read about you, that they get to see you based on your book, based on what you supplied to them? What do you feel about that? What's that?
I'm still embracing that feeling. To be honest, it's definitely been a emotional roller coaster, spiritual. Uh, because you have to embrace it and really in tune into yourself and realize who you are. Definitely when you come into from an authentic realization of yourself. Let me get through this. I have to face this, and it was definitely a roller coaster of what to see, how I felt about certain things, what I have been through, uh, where I'm at, and just being thankful that I'm still here.
That's right.
Yeah,
And you still get that opportunity to still bloom, to still keep
exactly. I'm
growing. And
still I'm still blossoming. That's what's one of the chapters in my book. I'm still blossoming. Everybody still, if you're here, you still blooming. You have your chance to keep on adding on to your petals of your
yes,
flowers.
yes, yes. Are you ready to give us a piece of your rekindling? Can you have a favorite part, or something that you feel will draw readers in?
So I turned to, is maintenance is needed. That's one of the chapters. So at the beginning, it says maintenance is needed in spiritual growth. It's not a one time event, but a continuous process that requires daily prayers, gratitude, and heart willing to serve others. Just like a rose needs regular tending of blooms, of souls, intentionally nourishment to stay rooted in God's will.
I like that, and I like the fact that you call it maintenance, because you can't, the flower can't just continue to sit there and go on its own. It has to be taken care of. It has to be fed. It has to be nourished. The petals got to be wiped down sometime. It's things that have to be done. So,
Yes.
as you're continuing to take care of yourself and look for different ways to bloom, have you taken the opportunity with your book I'm sorry, not your book, your journey, to see exactly. where you're going next? Has this given you an outlet of what you want to do again? Do you have any more books in mind? Do you is this or is this where you feel like you needed to get to just to feel whole?
I feel that it is books. It's for future books in the future. I think right now that was more of I needed to share. It was also a retreat for myself. So it was not just also to share. It was a free. It was something that lifted it off of me because it needed to be shared.
Mhm.
So
Okay. So it could. So we may get more from you. We may get more books. We may get
yes,
more, even if it's pieces. We may get
yes,
more
yes.
writings from you.
Yes, I am in the
Just to open
process
up
of
a
doing a self care journal with the book.
nice.
So more affirmations, things of what I have done to just examples or like in spiritual scriptures or quotes, things like that. So that is definitely in the making of right now. So it's
Okay.
a self care journal.
That's nice. And I would expect something like that to follow up a rekindling book anyway. When you're already talking about how to get there and what to do it. And this could be like more of the maintenance, the
Yes,
maintaining it that keeps it going. And I heard you say in the beginning when we started talking that it one of your reasons for wanting to write a book was because of the conversations that you would have with your girlfriends and the dialogue and the things that y'all were discussing that would actually make you want to decide like, yeah, this makes sense. Those groups and those like group chats and those conversations have always been things that women needed. And it's picking up also in the world of men too. They take time out now to go hang out with the fellas,
yes,
but um, those things have always been a need in society. Do you
yes,
think that having books as such to converse over in those conversations will help improve that dialect when you're talking about something like rekindling a rose? Because conversations like that are already having being had. So how do you think your book would feed into those type of conversations that people are needing to have and that they're already having, that you can kind of just like, I want to, y'all, let's talk about this, or you know what I'm saying, like how would you bring that to a book club? How would you bring that to a group chat where y'all sitting out talking? How would you introduce that book to them?
first you got to be ready to be honest with the situation. So that's what my book definitely was. It was definitely straight. It was definitely from the heart. It was things that I've been through. So if someone's willing and ready to open up and ready to have that step of growth, it's needed because people are going through a lot of things in this world. Like you said, it's not just
Sure.
women, it's men too. But to actually talk about it and to know that, hey, you know what, I didn't know that you went through that, or oh, you've been through that, I could get through it too. I think
And
that's
that's how I was
encouraging.
thinking. That's how I was thinking that it probably would come to the conversation right there, like if a scenario being brought up, a topic that's being introduced to a group of us, and then now it's like, okay, well, you know what, I read such and such book, and this is what this about, or you even being in the place of the conversation and you able to, like, you know what, I can help you out with stuff, something like that. My book actually kind of talks about that, like um when you're dealing with self-help conversations, because I promise you, I do not care. You could be sitting up having a conversation about raising children, or talking about the kid family or anything like that. You're always going to lead into something that may have went on, or you something that you need guidance with or help with. Somebody in that
Yes,
conversation is going to bring up something. So my theory is, in order for it to be something that we're discussing, it has to be introduced. So
yes.
that's why I asked that question. Like, why? How would you bring rekindling my rose to the I'm sorry, rekindling my rose petals to the forefront so that people can see there is a book that can guide you. There is a book that will give you that extra oomph when you
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So that's what that's a anytime you're talking about reading a book, I want definitely I need you to drop the link too so we can get these purchases up. But
Yes.
anytime you know you're talking about purchasing and supporting the person who's writing based on something that they've gone through, you want to be open minded to how it's introduced. So that was kind of that's the reason why I asked such a question.
Yes.
Um, okay, so let's see. Now, make sure you send me that too so I can drop that in the comment section. Is there anything else you would like to share about the book? Is there anything that you would like to share about your journey? That's what's happening on your journey. The trust in the process, all those different things. Is there anything you would like to gauge that too?
I am enjoying the process because it's definitely been an eye opener for myself, who I am, who I know who I am. Definitely with the relationship with me and God and in the world, and accepting knowing that I'm here for a reason. I am loved. I'm cared for, and I'm enjoying the process. I really am. Just every day is different connections with me and God, and with my friends, with the world, with strangers, and you never know who's watching, who's paying attention to you at work, from your
That's real.
kids, uh, from everywhere. Even though my parents are long gone, they still see my mom, Jeanette, Raymond, whatever. So it's still people watching you. So I have people that's watching, and I want to make sure that that everything's gonna be okay. And if you have someone, talk to them. If you have to go find someone to, you know, a psychiatrist, go do that. I've done that. Embrace what's going on in life and knowing that you are loved. And if you don't know nobody else, God's there. God is always there. Pray, 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 pray. Meditate. Smile at yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and let you know that I am loved, I am beautiful, and it's gonna be okay. And my book, it's on Amazon, Rekindling of My Rose Petals. So you can always get it there. If you tell me if I'm local, it might take me a few days, but I could definitely get you some. I could get you your book. Um, but you can always get it on Amazon. Um, I am at Joe Ellen's this weekend on Saturday between 6:30 and 8:30 celebration. So come enjoy, have a drink, and now it's on you now. I ain't paying nobody food and drinks. I said come enjoy and celebrate with me uh, on Saturday, and we're gonna have a good time. You can ask questions if you got your book. I sign it. If you
Okay.
don't, you can order them. I will be able. You can do them there. But yes, I'm always a phone call away, email away, a prayer away. I don't have no mind of praying and with anybody. So I'm definitely here.
Good. I'm happy. I love that. Thank you. That was very
Yes,
good, Michelle. You did a great job with that. And I think that the more you show up and do your book signings and or your book discussions, you're going to get more and more audience appeal, and everybody is going to come and support you because they're going to enjoy what you're putting out there with your product. So thank you for writing your book. Thank you for becoming your author. Thank you for
thank
giving
you.
yourself to the world because every time anytime a story is told, like I said, it helps somebody. It doesn't
Yes,
matter. Like it helps somebody. So it's always good to put out what you think that's going to be a good feeder and a good filler to the community. So thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in.
yes,
Everybody that watched Michelle, y'all make sure y'all get her book. Our second part of the show is we're gonna be talking about the disrespect. So don't y'all go nowhere. But y'all make sure you go to Amazon and get Rekindling My Rose Petals by Michelle
yes.
C. Harmon. And
Yes.
let me see something real quick. Let me put a comment up here.
And it's
'Cause
available a hard copy
y'all
or
might need a little
paperback.
help. Okay then, girl. She got two kinds.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Shelby, so
On
much.
Amazon.
Yes.
You are welcome, dear. I'm so glad you
Yes.
came on. I'm glad you wanted to talk about it and put yourself out there because I don't know what it is about getting online. People be terrified. So
Yes, they do.
thank
And
you,
then one
thank you
more
for
thing,
bringing yourself to
I
share
wanna
with us.
let everybody know Kimmy Johnson is my publisher. Uh, Purpose Pals. If anybody need help,
Oh
she is
yes,
she every step of the way, every step of the way from the beginning to the end. If you want somebody, she's going to be supporting you from the day one, and she believes in you. So, Kimmy, I appreciate all the stuff that you done for me. Thank you so much.
that's wonderful. And get them shout out, girl. Get them shout outs. Thank y'all.
Yes,
Y'all give Michelle a wonderful round of applause. Drop some claps in the comments for her. And we're gonna let her go because she gotta get on off to get to her duties.
yes.
So thank you, honey. We will see you
Thank
soon, all
you.
right?
Take
You
care.
take care.
Bye.
All right, bye bye. Yes, 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 Michelle. One time for that new author, y'all. It's always good to celebrate the big wins and people's big wins in life. So congrats to Michelle for doing what she did to make sure that she put out her story for her. And to make sure and like I'll tell anybody, y'all, somebody will always get some use from your information, from your story, from your journey. Somebody will always get some use from that. They'll grow. Trust me. So we're gonna jump into the second half of the show, which is the disrespect, y'all. Let's do the quote of the day first. Do unto others as you wish done unto you. Let's go on and lay that out there first. Okay? Do unto others as you wish done unto you. We've been hearing that from the beginning of our life. So this isn't something new that you have heard. It's very true. You want to make sure that you put in good stuff into the atmosphere. You want to make sure that how you are treating others, you are willing to accept that treatment. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be nasty, just know that nasty can come back. If you're gonna be sweet, good, caring, loving, and all those good things, just know that that can come back. So put out what you want to receive, right? Right. Okay. So if with that being said, stop putting out mud and thinking you're supposed to get um well designed artistic pieces. No, it don't work like that. You gotta put in that work. You gotta that mud gotta get turned into clay. That clay gotta be molded into whatever you gotta mold it into the cement, whatever. It has to be worked. It doesn't just happen. You gotta do the work. And the reason why doing the work is so important is because we have to start realizing that what we do with ourselves and how we treat ourselves and how we allow ourselves to treat other people, um that takes work. The emotions that go into it, the dedication, the time, the money, the energy, all of that takes work. Nothing is out here being done and just happening without work being put into it. And for people who just feel like that's possible, you living in a fantasy world. If you got a bad attitude, in order for your attitude to change, you got to put in the work, right? Right. And or if you got a smoking habit, in order for that smoking habit to change, you got to put in the work. In order for if you got a shopping habit, in order for that to change, you got to put in the work. Everything takes work. Everything takes time. Nothing is just saying this is going. It's not a blueprint to everything either. Because everybody's journey is different. So how you do something may be a little bit different to how somebody else responds or how they do it. But being in control of your emotions, being in control of your how you respond is the oh my goodness, is the most important part of dealing with your life situations. And humans have lost their mind. Y'all know what respect consists of, but yet and still we'll act like just because we got something going on, it's okay to be disrespectful today, or we'll act as if just because we're having an emotional day, it's okay to respond to people in irresponsible and negative manners, and that's what's hurting our people, our people anyway. We're not being taught, y'all not teaching these people how to respond with their emotions. You can't just be like, I hear, oh, because you feel like something going on with you that you got to respond that type of way. No, when you're talking about giving, because respect due to a dog. You know what I'm saying? So how do we feel like if we know that disrespect is going to lead to these outcomes? Why are we still throwing out disrespect? We handling things in our life without a care in the world. We just moving. We just moving. We're not paying attention to, we're not strategizing, we're not thinking first, we're not responding with sensitivity, we're not responding with some type of care or concern for our own selves, let alone talk about responding to something to even care about somebody else. Not on, for one, we have raised a bunch of spoiled people, so now they're in a generation of I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But it's even worse when you raised by an I don't care person. It's even worse because that type of mentality is being forced down, and ain't nobody growing, ain't nobody getting better, ain't nobody getting better at all. Disrespect is not something that you can just sit up and just be like, you know what, it'll get better. It's only going to get better if you put work into making it better. Guard your emotions. Stop allowing people to rip your stuff from, like, take they anytime a person got you stepping outside your body, they done rip your inside out and put it on the platter to show you how easy it was. I got a face when I'm upset about something. I got a face that just says, "Get out my face." And I can look like that without even saying something. I don't care how you take my facial expression. I don't care. But my words, though, I'm going to walk away before I allow you to trick me off these streets. And that's what, when I say trick me off these streets, fuck, and I'm talking about stuff like fucking with my job, my children. Now, yeah, I'm gonna just keep it at that. But I just know that we gotta stop thinking that children know how to handle their emotions if you can't even give them a good example of how to handle yours. It's grown people right now that still can't keep a focus on how keep a lid on they jar right now. They can't. They blow up. People think that superiority and seniority matters. Like they people think that titles matter. People think that and I'm talking about titles in general, like um wife, mother, um, boss. People think those type of titles mean I got to shut my mouth. And if you see, and that's the thing. You hold on. What? Let me see. That's the thing. I need help with my mortgage this month. That's the thing, right? If you're so concerned with how a person is talking to you that it could be to the point where it's like, oh my God, this person said this person said that. Now I'm so pissed off that I'm finna try to make them feel lower than me. That's normally the goal when a person offends you. You're trying to make them feel less than they made you feel, right? Right. Okay. So what? How is that going to be beneficial in the end? Because more than none, if that person has a superior title over you or something like that, they're going to do something that's going to halt you from being able to do something that you need to do. That's why I said the titles is not about your title. It's about respect. Give people what they deserve. You shouldn't be hollering at nobody. You shouldn't be hitting people. You shouldn't put your hands on nobody. You shouldn't be doing nothing like that because you don't know how to control your emotions. People don't have, and then when you're in situations where it is authoritative people there, you still don't even know how to respond to authority, i.e., children. It's gonna be 150,000 times in your life that adults will poke the bear at you. But as a child, when you know that you have people that you can go to handle situations, like your mother, your father, an aunt, and uncle, somebody else that you can go and let know, hey, this happened to me today. I need somebody to go and talk to such and such because that's wrong. They handled me wrong. That was disrespectful toward me. Stop thinking you can handle everything yourself as a child. You too emotional. You haven't even dealt with enough in life yet to know how to handle this situation. Just finna be all wrong just finna be wrong. It's just gonna be a bad situation, all wrong. And something like that just recently happened. Everything just went downhill. It was all wrong. It was all wrong. So we gotta be more in tune with how to deal with our emotions because you lose good people in your life. You lose good you lose good help. You lose good people. You lose good connections. You lose opportunities. All of these things because your temper is not controlled. You don't know when to use certain emotions. And we all get upset. We all because we're human, bro. Like we're beings. We're not in control of the fact that our emotions are gonna make us emotional all the time. We're not always in control of that. But like I said, how you put it out, how you respond is super important. How you respond is super important. How you respond is super important. You can it's no way. It's no way. It's no way. If you're out here giving off bad vibes, bad energy, bad mojo, and then you think that somebody is going to give you a good recommendation, and all they see is a rest and be face, or your aura being bad, or your energy being off, anything like that, and you know that your energy is going to affect how you react, just stay away from people. Go take a walk. Do things that make you feel better for you in that moment because in the end how you respond is always going to be the outcome. That's what people are going to remember. They're not studying the fact that you had something going on that damn day. That's why you got to communicate. They're not studying none of that. They're not studying that you having a bad hair day and or that you got stuff going on personally. They're not studying none of that. They're only going to respond to how you responded to them. Be in control. Be in control. And I'm tired of people talking about that be the devil, that be this. No, the devil is in you. You the devil. That's your energy. You let that spirit in. That's all you. That's all you. Oh, we got a comment. People are going to have something to say regardless of what you do. You could be perfect from head to toe and someone still will have something to say about it. Trust me. That's why who cares? That's why how you do it for you matters the most. You got to be in control. And knowing that people are going to always have something to say should be really a lot of the reason why you're not concerned with what is being said, because you know what you're doing. If you're handling things with grace, if you're doing things that you're supposed to be doing, you know that you're putting off good vibes and good energy. You know that you're putting out good respect. You know you're respectful. All of those things, and you know this. You shouldn't have. You wouldn't have anything to worry about. Sometimes your energy could be too good. People mad at that. But your emotions and what you do with your energy is going to fall on you. So allowing someone to get into that space to tear it apart and rip it to shreds is going to, the end result is that you suffer. You. We have grown ass people who don't have any control of their emotions. And then they're raising children and not teaching those children how to have control of their emotions. You can't spaz out on everybody just because you in a spazzing out mood. And that's what bothers me with these people that be like, when they're in the store and they're just screaming. And they just letting their kids scream, talking about she'll stop screaming soon. No, make her stop. Make her stop. What do you mean? You already allowing a child to be in control of something they don't have no idea. You're not walking around in a world with no laws and no rules. So when she is walking around screaming, there are consequences and repercussions for that. What you think they're gonna do if you in a grocery store walking around screaming as an adult? What you think they're gonna do? Lock your ass up. So why don't you think that you should have repercussions? Why aren't you teaching your children repercussions and consequences as they're growing? It's not the world's job to do that. That's why you got so many baffled adults out here. You got so many people who lost and they feeling like, oh, I can just have a temper tantrum whenever I want to. And they grown, 40 years old, 21. I woke up today and I just decided that I just want to go shoot people up because these people ain't fixing my AC in my room. The teacher won't get out my face, so I'm gonna knock his ass out. What's wrong with these? What's the temperature that high? That y'all not teaching control? People have to have control of themselves. Or them silver bracelets, them uncomfortable little jewels that they put around the back of your when they locking you up, or that bullet that hit your chest and you never breathe again because you don't know how to shut your mouth because police officers are just to blame. They have no control over their emotions. We're dealing with people who are always with high temperatures, high fuses. Nobody is in control, but we expect a 16-year-old child to be in control, and they get arrested, and this go happen to them, and they get several consequences. But it's grown ass people walking around here that ain't even taught themselves or decided that discipline was best. You go and blame everybody else for your problems except the man in the mirror. It's ridiculous. We getting to a point where society now is just, y'all might as well be robots. You may as well let AI take control because y'all doing all the stupid things that robots do. Follow the leader. You got people in high positions like the people who run in the country. Um they don't even take responsibility or accountable for their own actions. So it's gonna be a continual mechanism. It's just fall down from the top of the tree and just keep on falling down to the root. It's sad. It's real sad. There are several types of things that lead to disrespect. You got the rude behavior, verbal, nonverbal, people treating you dismissive, aggressive acts towards you, passive aggressive acts, culture or gender disrespect. Everybody got disrespect coming toward them. And it's gonna continuously happen because nobody wants to be accountable. If Because what happens if when somebody children do stupid stuff, parents get the blame. Now parents don't even want the blame for their kids messing up. Now nobody want to take responsibility. Different types of examples of disrespectful behavior with the verbal. You constantly interrupting people. That means you definitely ain't got no respect for what's being said because you trying to say what you got to say the most. You trying to get out your response without even listening to what these people are saying because you're cutting them off. So a person who's constantly interrupting, feeling like they got to raise their voice to get their point across. They threaten. They being very threatening. That everything has to be a whole lot of abuse, aggressive cursing, um, name calling. You staring at a person, eye rolling. Like those are the physical forms of verbal disrespect. Kids get away with this type of stuff now because I be watching little TikToks and reels of kids rolling their eyes and the parents laughing. I don't know. I didn't play that. I didn't play that as a parent, but I didn't have to deal with it either because they knew what was accepted or not. Once you start showing your children what they can and cannot get away with, they're not trying it. But you ones that want to sit up and laugh at everything y'all kids do like it's funny, and then they get out in public and embarrass you. That's not funny, is it? Dismissive, disrespectful examples include when somebody's talking to you and you talking on your cell phone, texting while being on dates, playing games on your phone while talking to people, not answering questions but asking questions, and sending or receiving calls at that time while y'all supposed to be conversing. That means they're very dismissive of you and how you feel. They don't even care nothing about what you got going on. Y'all really just passing the time, just being there together in that same space. It's disrespectful. You have to teach and instill these things in children now and young adults now. Young teenagers. You want to just get them prepared, bro, because sending kids out blind into this world is it's too big right now because it's so many of y'all that's like, oh, I don't want to raise my children the way I was raised. My mama whooped me, not abused me, not did anything wrong to me, just whooped me. So I don't want to do that to my children. Kids turn out like the damn bride of Chucky. Aggressive acts towards you, and I cannot stand grown children. Like I won't even babysit your child. I don't even want to be in the same room with your child if they're grown acting. It's not nothing about grown kids is funny. Nothing about it is like all that smacking and doing all this like just and talking when you're not supposed to be talked to or speaking when anybody even talking to you a little behind. I could not even be in the same on the same property with you. I'm probably gonna leave because I can't. I will not sit there and be in the company of young adults and they four. No way. Aggressive acts, invading someone's personal space, pushing or shoving them, throwing objects, having a tantrum. Grown people having tantrums. It's huge. It's big. That's what most of them are doing. When you got, I saw on a TikTok earlier today, this content creator, this girl was sitting at a table. She filming her whole situation. Girl sitting at a table. This content creator walks up to her and was like, "Can I sit in this spot? You have a great spot. It'll be great for me to film my content. I would love to sit here. Can you please move to another table?" And the girl burst out laughing. She was like, "What? I'm sitting here. Like, what do you mean move?" And she said, because this spot is good for me to, good lighting, good all of this, and I would just love to be able to sit here. And first of all, audacity, because who just walks up to somebody and say, can you move? Because I want to sit here. Interesting. So she was like, no, I'm not going to move. I'm filming something on my phone at this very moment. She said, I bet you don't have as many followers as me. My followers are waiting for this video. I have to make a response video, and they're waiting. And she told her, no, I'm not going to move. And she said, I feel like you're being rude because you won't move. And the girl said, no, I feel like you're being rude for asking me to move. And so, anywho, it goes. She, because she didn't move, she went ahead and cut off the video. Audacity. What made you even think that that was okay to walk up and say to someone, "This is a public area, and you're asking me to move because you want this spot to make a video instead of you going to sit down somewhere and waiting until I got up to leave this place? You came and asked me to move." She had a tantrum. She was literally having a meltdown because the girl wouldn't move. Grown people, not in control of their emotions, that is now leading you to either get shot. I I I hate those examples, but that's what it leads to. Um, you're either going to get hurt behind it. You're going to be hurt behind it. The person may decide to utilize things against you because of this situation. You have it absolutely correct, and it's spoiled for no reason. For you to think that just a total stranger got to get up and move for you. Bullying, intimidation, overbearing, or arrogant behavior. That normally only gets you so far. So when you're accepting all these different emotions, and you're putting, and these are the emotions that you're putting out there, you know, you're putting that out there. You're putting it in the atmosphere because you have no control over your emotions. And because you're doing that, what tends to happen is that someone ends up getting hurt that's innocent. Someone ends up getting hurt because of your spoiled antics, because you decided to have a temper tantrum, or you're throwing things, or this is happening, or this is happening. It's whatever. Most times that people are getting hurt nowadays is because the other person that's in the situation with them does not have any control of themselves. We're running into a lot of situations where people are entitled, yes, expectant, haven't worked for a thing, but they feel like they deserve it. Um, oh my goodness, I have so many different words for that because it's a shame. Human, what's going on? Is so I'm really concerned about that because I really be feeling like the temperature is too high right now. Like, what are we doing? Is it in the food? Is it in the alcohol? I know people who take drugs, they messed up out here. Cause, but what is it? What is it, y'all? What do y'all think is causing? What are some of the things that you believe that are causing people to not to use their emotions more as answers versus actual rationale? What do you think is making that happen? What would your, like? Because I'm interested in trying to have clarity on why people think that it's okay to um ask somebody to move and when there's several seats. Um, I'm just doing different things such as like the constantly interrupting people. Why do you think that's happening where they just not taught manners? Are you, when you playing in somebody's face and they have already told you that this doesn't sit well with me, but you constantly doing it? And what do you, why would that's a form of disrespect. It's these ingredients in the food we eat and mental clarity. I do believe it has a lot to do with the food. I think a lot of the animals and things and the different supplies and what they doing to the food is definitely causing some extra issues. I do believe that. I take full acceptance of that, D. And mental clarity is huge. They're not, people aren't giving themselves, people aren't understanding them of themselves. They're just living, because we're robots now. We're not using our own minds. You're just following. You got everybody doing this type of way. You got everybody doing this type of way. That's not popular. That's not. I mean, they're not doing that because they really just fall in line with that. They're doing it because it's popular. And that particular young lady that I was just talking about, she was entitled because of her popularity. She felt like her followers. She told that young lady that, I bet you don't have as many followers as me. Why you trying to do your content? So you're basically telling her content can wait because you don't have enough followers. This is what our society has come to. The other forms of disrespect include always late to comply to different forms of requests, backstabbing behavior, bad mouthing your people, your family, your friends, anybody that you're in around, and you bad mouthing them. Um, a lot of times when you're dealing with somebody who's doesn't know how to control their disrespectful behavior, they have control issues. So they're always, when they're talking to get their point across, they're always yelling or they're always trying to demean you. It's a demeaning conversation from people who have behavior and disrespectful tendencies. They do not know how to talk to people with any form of respect. And they're one of their defenses and their defense mechanisms end up going to fear. So because they don't know what you're going to do, so in order to go ahead and be a step ahead of the game, they got to put off this um extra tension between y'all, create extra tension just because they don't know what you're thinking, because they're thinking negative. Some people haven't gained control of their personalities, and they have personality conflicts and personality issues because they don't have any control. We have to get this taken care of, y'all. This is a huge problem. Our children are suffering. We got students, parents, people in general seem to all be in a bind on understanding how to respect and how to treat others, while also learning to deal with their emotions. The youth are, that it's bad because in this particular situation, that a teacher cannot teach you to be um understanding and respectful to them if they're standing in your face antagonizing you. You got 30 something years over me or 20 something years over me as a full grown adult. As a teacher, you chose this job. I'm a child. And you're going to do whatever it took for you to antagonize me. And I'm telling you, I see wrong in both sides of that. But as the adult, this is what I'm saying as far as the adult goes. You have the control of the situation. You do as the adult. And you're standing there being the aggressor. Because you want this kid, you know that if they do anything out of line, it's going to fuck them up. But you're talking to a child who has no control over their emotions, but and not only, and you know that already, so you're antagonizing them so that they can get upset, more and more upset, so that they can be responsive to you in that very moment. You lose control of the situation, and that student beat your ass in your classroom. Take took every level of respect that you had that any other kids may have had for you. They it has now been snatched out of your body, out of your soul. They not only did those children see you stand there arguing with a student, they saw you not have control of the situation. They saw you get your ass beat. And they can rewind it over and over again because they recorded it. Now you have just let down every other student in your classroom because you have no control over your emotions. Now on the other end, we got a child sitting there who should have just learned how to take the bad home with him and tell his parent so that they could have handled that for him. But he's a child. He ain't got a whole lot of years of learning how to deal with his emotions. He's learning. He can get better with time unless he just decides that anger is going to be the cure and knowing all end all for him, which I just don't believe. But this particular moment, now you have sat in this child's face, you have pushed them to this limit. They are upset. You standing there saying stupid shit to them, and they jump up and beat your ass. That child now is getting a charge because the teacher couldn't be in control of the situation. That child now is also getting a charge because he had no control of his own actions. That child now is getting a charge, mostly though, to the fact that there was no adult in that room, not one. Teach your children how to control their emotions. Talk to them. Figure out what's going on with them. When they're having an issue, go talk to them. They're not okay every day. It's not every day that they're gonna just be like, "Oh, I'm good." They haven't learned how to master a lot of these things to just be good every day. Even we can say every day that we good and ain't nothing wrong, but there's something that happened in that day that may have shifted our mindset a little bit, but we came back to because we have mastered how to control our emotions, how to control our temper, how to control our anger. Teach your children. And if you're not teaching your children because you have lack of control yourself, go get some help. Get some therapy, baby. Talk to somebody. Y'all don't just talk to somebody, man. Admit that you have an issue and get that shit fixed. It's critical. It's critical. What is happening? And why is the disrespect growing in a world where we know where that disrespect leads? We got to fix it, okay? This is a call out for help. It must be fixed. Y'all do what y'all have to when you see a child that needs to be talked to. Give them your hand. Give them your advice. Stop being a stranger to these children. Stop treating these kids like they all full fledged know it alls because these kids still trying to learn. Be a better support system. Be a better example. Show them what they really need to be seeing. Everybody not strong enough for the shit y'all accept and what y'all go through. Everybody not strong enough for that. They just not. So if you give them realness and you allow them to be around the real, that's what they're gonna pick up on. Anything else is just uncivilized. You shouldn't even be around children if you're giving them bad juju, bad vibes, bad energy, and bad karma. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all always. I really do. Thank y'all, and thank you again, Michelle, for jumping on and talking about your book. And again, let me drop that link to where her book is, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all support this young lady on her new becoming an author. Well, let me go up. Let me go back up some. We're gonna give her a round of applause for coming on. Again, Michele Harmon, and her book is on Amazon. It's called Rekindling My Rose Petals. Go check that out. And we will, of course, see y'all next week. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another great show. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all. All right? Take care. Peace. Peace.